Hey everybody! I'm putting on my radio voice.
That's your radio voice?
Actually, my radio voice is more like this.
Mine sounds like this.
It's Tim and the Frog.
Yeah.
BR12 690 FM.
Yeah.
Hitman and the Frog. Playing all the hits for you, and we've got wacky stuff going on. And then they would do like air horns and stuff. But
Rabbit.
yeah, that's awful. But honestly,
Rabbit.
we're not talking about that today. But we are Precarious Pixels. I'm Tim, and with me as always is
The Frog.
the Frog.
No,
Bob Frog.
I'm Bob.
Bob the Frog.
Bob the Frog. Imagine having to listen to that. That would probably be terrible. I
I
apologize.
bet there
for
is.
Tim.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for apologizing for me. But we've been away a while.
We have, yeah.
We've both been very kind of busy, and this is like the first time we've actually been able to like have some free time for good reason.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on.
A lot going on. Things are opening up. People are going out.
Yeah, I saw a clown.
Like an actual clown?
Yeah,
Where?
at the shoe store.
You saw they had a clown at the shoe store?
Of
Why?
course. Well, it's the only shoe store that's stocked, I guess, oversized shoes.
Okay.
Because clowns wear big shoes.
They wear big shoes. That's right.
I don't know if it was actually a clown or just a lady wearing too much makeup.
Probably a clown.
There's a lot of makeup, too.
Because that's where you get your clown shoes. At the neighborhood Foot Locker.
Yeah.
They have them in the back. You gotta ask for them. It's on the hidden menu.
I'm wondering if neighborhoods even have Foot Lockers anymore. I think like cities, but do neighborhoods?
I don't know.
We used to have one actually really close to where we are now.
Yeah.
Just a standalone Foot Locker.
There was actually I remember, and this is where Pompton Queen was. There was like on the other side of the highway there used to be a sneaker place.
Yeah, but that wasn't a Foot Locker.
It wasn't a Foot Locker though.
I'm saying there was one.
But it was a standalone like sneaker place.
Yeah.
Or shoe store.
Yeah, it was like secondhand shoes.
It wasn't secondhand shoes. You got new shoes
Hobo
there.
Joe's shoes.
Hobo Joe and his Hobo Joe shoes.
Yeah.
He just unfurled his bundling bag that he had over his shoulder, and he'd had a couple shoes in there.
Yep. You know how he got them? True story, why they closed down?
What?
He used to hit people over the head with a sack full of cans and steal their shoes. And then he would take those cans and recycle them for extra money.
I'm glad he was recycling.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
Hobo Joe,
Hobo
known
Joe.
scumbag.
Yeah. Known scumbag. Hobo Joe. Wow. So
Not
that's
his fault.
Yeah.
The voices told him to do it.
See, we're talking a lot about shoes mainly because Bob wants to win some Looney Tunes Toon Squad shoes.
That's right. From Nike.
From Nike.
And the Snickers app.
That's right, because they're promoting their Space Jam movie with shoes.
You know what the best Space Jam 2 is going to be?
What?
Space Jams 2 The Squeakquel, which I recommend. If you haven't seen that video, look it up on YouTube.
Is that a real thing?
It's the best Space Jam 2 you'll ever get. And it has Michael Jordan in it.
Okay.
Kind of. And Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
All right.
Bug the Bunny. Trust me, it's worth it.
All right. Sending people
And
to
the
see that.
Monstars.
And the Monstars.
And they're cartoons. They're not CG.
That's how it should be. Although, yeah.
Bugs Bunny doesn't work as CG. We saw this in Looney Tunes Back in Action. I think they were CG.
Was it Back in Action they were CG?
I think so, with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. That was terrible.
That was before he fought Ali.
Fraser. Yes. It was then. Yeah. That's before he did Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And made a comeback.
Yeah. I think he does. If you haven't seen Doom Patrol, great show. I think it's coming back.
I'm sure it is. I know I
so.
just saw trailers recently, maybe last few weeks, for Titans Season 3.
Yes.
I remember them. Titans.
Do you remember the Titans?
Yeah.
With Denzel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Denzel?
I thought it was Denzel.
Maybe.
I don't know. There was
Or
like
is that the one
there
with
was like
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
No, I don't think that was the one with QB. There was like 4.
That's Radio? Radio
That was-
Flyer?
No, not Radio Flyer. Radio Flyer is a different movie, but Radio I think was the other one. There was like 5 football movies that came out. It was like Friday Night Lights, Varsity Blues. You know.
Friday Night Lights is the best one.
Yeah, that's true.
Runner-up is Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, that's
Starring-
the Al Pacino one, right?
Yep. Oliver Stone directed.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Foxx.
Foxx.
That, I think, cemented him as a more serious actor.
Yeah, I want to say, was it not Gwyneth Paltrow? Who was in the?
Cameron Diaz.
Oh, Cameron Diaz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
On any given Sunday, a hero will rise.
That's
I
right.
believe was one of the taglines.
I'm sure it was.
Jamie Foxx played Billy Beeman.
Electro.
Yeah, Electro. That's what cemented his way for Electro.
That's right.
How sad is that?
It was. I heard he's coming back. He might be in Spider-Man No Way
I'm sure he is. I bet you they changed his design a little bit. Because, man.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't change any of their designs. I hope it's just the same across the boards. Keep it the same.
I don't know, man.
But I heard that Spidey's getting a new suit, of course, because toys. Because that's how you do. That's what we do. But that's not a movie we've seen recently. You've seen a movie recently. The tagline is nothing.
That's the tagline?
Yes. It's be quiet or die.
It is.
So you've seen A Quiet Place 2.
I did. I think it's... Is it A Quiet Place Part 2?
I think it is part
is it
2.
trying to sound more intelligent than it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like, hey, you made a lot of movie on this money we didn't spend a lot of money on. Make
Yes.
a second one. Jim from The Office.
They did, and I will give it to him. Jim really stuck to his guns because they wanted to release this on demand.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he held this movie for over a year because it was coming out in like March of 2020.
Yeah, I did remember that.
It was just about to release, and he said no every time they tried to push him for an on-demand release. Now, I think it ended up being on-demand as well, but it was in theaters.
Yeah.
Day one.
And I think that seems to be the plan for a lot of stuff now.
Well, they need to, because Warner Brothers made that stupid deal initially where it was on-demand only first.
Yeah.
And then I think they had to walk that back. Disney's doing whatever Disney does.
Because, yeah, Disney can do whatever. But I think that was like they had a deal with AMC, and it was like it had to be released on so many screens.
Yeah.
Like that. I remember that was like a deal that they had made.
And it's only like certain. It was initially, I think, only a certain time, but I'm sure they're gonna walk that back too if they're making money. Like Black Widow, I think made $80 million opening weekend.
Yeah, but I think overall it's grossed in like 200 something.
Oh, I'm sure, because worldwide.
Yeah.
Nothing.
But I mean, I think just in the, what is it, Premier Access, like Disney Plus Premier Access.
Oh,
I think it made
60. Yeah.
I think it made like two. I think they even made 200 on that.
I think they're claiming 60 on that.
Oh, they are claiming 60. Okay, I thought somebody had said 200.
But even that, you're saying that 2 million people paid $30 to watch that, and that's wild if that's true.
That is crazy.
But I would be willing to bet that that's not what happened. I would be willing to bet that maybe 1.25 million did, and they're adding in that month of Disney Plus streaming.
Maybe.
Or whatever they do to make that number look really good.
Yeah, I don't know how all that works. I mean, are they releasing their numbers? Because it's like that's the thing. Like Netflix never does.
I think they're doing it to make themselves look better.
Okay.
They'll do it when it looks good.
Right, of course.
Netflix used to do it when it looked good.
Right. Because I remember that was always like a thing, and this is way back in the day, that they used to release the park attendance. And they were seeing that every time they did that, their stock, if they had a high attendance day, stock went up. If they had a low attendance day, stock went down. So they stopped releasing those numbers. And I think that's what Netflix is trying to do too, along with all these streaming services.
Yeah.
I bet eventually they're not gonna like say numbers or whatever.
Well, I think it was smart to do with Black Widow because it was really
It
good
is
performing.
Yeah, it was long overdue too.
But I don't know what's next that they will talk about.
What?
What else are they gonna highlight? What's the next Disney movie?
Oh,
I don't think there's anything for a bit. They just showed trailers for that Turning Red movie.
Yeah.
Which is the new Pixar thing.
Well, for the Marvel stuff, it's what, Shang-Chi is the next one?
Shang-Chi, that's like fall. September, October.
Okay. And then Doctor Strange.
That's next year.
That's next year. Did Luca come out? That Pixar movie?
Luca came out. They said nothing about it.
Yeah, which was really strange. Like, all of a sudden it was like, oh, Luca. And I was like, what? Okay. But I don't think, like I saw somebody release a picture, the Little Mermaid movie, I think they're doing.
They're doing a Little Mermaid movie.
They just, I think, wrapped filming that. So who knows how long that's going to be.
After Mulan, I don't know, man.
They'll keep
the
doing it.
live action ones.
They'll keep doing it.
And then they cast Snow White.
Okay.
She's actually from New Jersey. She's from Clifton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cruella as well came out.
Yeah, and they're apparently doing a sequel to that. I didn't. Did you see Cruella?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was alright.
Or,
It wasn't. You know what? It was better, in my opinion, than Maleficent.
okay. I like Maleficent. I thought that was a good movie.
It's better than that.
The first one?
Better than the first one.
Okay.
However,
Right.
no.
No? Don't do a second one?
Don't. As a matter of fact,
The second one is 101 Dalmatians.
the second one has to be. How do I put this? The second one has to be Revenge of the Sith. There has to be a heel turn like you would not believe in that movie. Because, guess what? She's not a villain at the end of this movie. She's not a villain in the beginning. She does some shady stuff to get by, and then she's not a villain at the end. She's not a villain.
She's not a
She's
villain?
not a villain. And guess what? She has pets. Take a guess.
Does she have dogs?
She has 2 Dalmatians as pets.
Then... What? Okay.
And she gives Pongo and Perdita, if I remember their names right, I'm pretty sure that's them, to the characters that will become the couple that owns them.
Well, that makes no sense because they wouldn't even met yet.
They wouldn't have met. One's a lawyer and the other is a newspaper reporter.
Which is different than what they were in the... I forget what they were in the...
I know he makes music.
He is music. Well, then there was the 101 Dalmatians movies with
Glenn Close.
And she was like... it was like her niece who was a designer, and he was like a game programmer.
You know, I think we need to heel turn this conversation off of A Quiet Place and go to Cruella.
That's right.
Alright, I'm going to break down the plot for you.
Alright.
Really quick. She's a little girl.
Oh, spoilers for Cruella.
Cruella, sorry.
Yeah.
She's a little girl, and her mother and her live alone.
Okay.
And she's born with the half white hair and half black hair. And she's always like been sort of an outcast, and she gets in fights in school, and she gets expelled.
Okay.
Going like so many fights in school, she gets expelled. Her mother's like, we need to move. We're going to London together.
Okay.
And they go to London, and on the way they make a stop. On the way to London, that's where they're headed, but they don't get all the way there. They make a stop at a party, and the party everybody's dressed like 17th century aristocrats.
Okay.
Like all, stupid outfits and whatnot.
Okay. Like Downton Abbey.
Like Downton Abbey, but like worse. Like, like the big white wigs and like the bad makeup, and they're all like very fashionable.
Okay.
Very important. As her mother's like, wait in the car, because Cruella, spoiler alert, takes place in the 60s. And I know what you're thinking. It's the 20s in the movies. I'm pretty sure it feels 20s.
No, I don't think it's... Now I'm trying to think if it's the 20s or...
It's big cars, the cigarette at the end of like the long stick, whatever you call that.
Yeah, but 20s or 30s. But I would think it would be... No, actually, you know what? It might be...
Everything
30s?
about that screamed 20s and 30s. To me.
I don't know. Alright, but doesn't matter.
And she's like, alright, I'll wait here. And she has a pet dog that she finds in the garbage.
Okay.
At
Is
school.
it a Dalmatian?
It is not.
Okay.
Her pet dog gets, like, she and her pet dog are, like, going to investigate, because she never listens to authority. Like, that's her whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And they investigate the party, it gets loose, and her mother's having this conversation at the end of, like, right on a cliffside with somebody.
Okay.
You don't see who they are. And as the dog gets loose, the person who's hosting the party has Dalmatians. Big Dalmatians, angry ones, which I didn't know they were that angry all the time, but apparently in this movie they are. And the Dalmatians get loose, they're chasing the dog.
Okay.
She's running away, like the party sees her, whatever. The Dalmatians, chasing her, keep running past as she ducks behind this shrub and knock her mother off a cliff and kill her.
Wow.
And her mother is now dead.
Wow.
And she goes to, like, she goes on the run. She leaves behind this jewel her mother left her. She goes on the run, ends up in London, thinking she's responsible for her mother's death. And she takes up with these kids, where basically they are going to be her gang throughout the rest of the movie. And they are their names from the original, and I'm blanking on what they are.
Like Bert or whatever it was.
But they're helping her, and they're like petty thieves to get by, but she always wants to, like, work in fashion. And that's like a whole thing. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Point is, she ends up working, like, they help her get into the fashion industry. Her boss is the person from that party.
Okay.
And it's, what's her name? Nanny McPhee.
Yeah. Oh man, I know who she is.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
She's a super jerk. Just awful human being. And it turns out she was the person from that party. The reason those Dalmatians went past is because she had a dog whistle.
Oh.
She murdered this girl's mother, but she wasn't her mother. You find out later in the movie she was... it's so dark, dude. I don't even know if I want to go this far with it. This is a Disney movie.
Right.
Now there has been a murder.
So I'm guessing that's her abandoned mother. Like, her mother abandoned her or whatever.
Her mother is Nanny McPhee.
Right.
She found out she was pregnant, and she didn't want to have a kid, but she does.
Right.
And then she tells Mark Strong.
Okay.
Who's in this movie. Because he's British.
Of course.
To kill it. Kill the baby.
Wow.
So instead he gives it to one of the women that works for the mother.
Okay.
And gives her money to take off with.
Gotcha.
So the whole time now after she finds out she's going for revenge against the woman who murdered her mother, she becomes a rival fashion designer, blah blah blah.
Of course. That's kind of what the movie kind of shows you in the trailers.
Yeah, and she proves that this woman tried to kill her and killed her mother. The end of the movie. And she takes in those dogs. The end of the movie. Why would she ever want to skin Dalmatians?
Yeah, that's the part that doesn't make sense. Like, I remember, like, the thing is, at least what I remember is from 101 Dalmatians, like the Glenn Close ones, is she wants that fur. Like,
she doesn't care.
Like, it's more like she just likes it has nothing to do with, like, she hates Dalmatians or anything. It's just like she wants to use that in her fashion pieces or whatever.
Yeah. Which is not...
she's crazy.
Oh, there's a point in this movie where she's wearing almost that outfit that you would expect to be made out of Dalmatian, but it's just white fake fur with, like, black spots spray painted on.
Oh, okay.
Two, I Wanna Be Your Dog by not Iggy Pop, another guy who shows up,
okay.
And sings in this, like random fashion show in the middle of a park.
Okay.
That's not planned.
Okay. Did they do the her signature song ever? Cruella de Vil.
Tim,
Cruella de...
I will one-up you with how they do that.
Okay.
After this lawyer that used to work for Nanny McPhee and gets fired...
Right.
And knows that she's a good person, Cruella.
Okay.
By the way, Estella is her real name.
Oh, it's not.
But Cruella is the other version of her with inside.
Is her Batman persona?
Yeah. That's her fashion name.
Right.
Because her mother's like, your name's Estella, not Cruella at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And then that just sort of sticks. So Cruella's like when she's being bad.
Okay.
Anyway. He's fine. She gets a dog for no reason, sent it to this lawyer who she's had one interaction with the entire movie, and it was just like she's in the same room as him.
Okay.
She also sends it to her friend from school who became an investigative reporter who helps her.
Okay.
She's good. She deserves a puppy.
Okay.
From Pongo and Perdita.
Okay.
I'm sorry, one of them is Pongo and one of them is Perdita.
They're not related, are they?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's even weirder than...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're definitely the puppies of these Dalmatians that she had that murdered her mother.
Okay.
By the way.
Oof.
Which she keeps.
Weird.
And doesn't have a problem with. Like, she's trained them and then, like, they're... Well.
Yeah.
And then this guy's like, oh, thanks. And then sits down at a piano and writes the song Cruella de Vil.
Mm.
Like, she's a villain.
Wow, okay. Someone gave you a puppy and now she's the worst.
Like, Satan.
Cruella de Vil.
And it's still somehow better than Maleficent.
Alright.
Anyway, point is, Quiet Place.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good sequel.
Okay.
But Cruella is worth a look.
Alright.
But if they make another one...
Cruella? They are.
They
pretty much
they
pretty
just should not.
Which I don't understand. I was like, you already made the movie that's a sequel to this. It's called 101 Dalmatians. You've made it the cartoon version. You made a live action version. You made another live action version. You probably made a few more animated versions.
They should just say, hey, it's not connected with that other thing.
It really should.
Because there's no way this character
right
becomes that
right
ever.
Right.
Aside from aesthetics and name, she's not.
Yeah.
No.
It's weird.
Every character in this movie is somehow related to that.
Yeah,
and they
of
shouldn't
course.
be.
Yeah, that is kind of weird that they kept all the names the same, but like...
It's Casino Royale with, what's his name? The guy that played Clouseau. Peter Sellers.
Oh, Peter Sellers?
It's that Casino Royale.
Jimmy Bond?
Yeah. It's the same, like, that's what you're trying to tell me.
Okay.
And if you guys haven't seen that, it's a comedy.
It is a comedy. Yeah.
Before James Bond was like a James Bond thing.
Yeah. I think it was black and white too, right?
It might have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that turn makes no sense.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give it a try when I next time. But speaking of other Disney things,
yeah, there you go.
That were Premier Access.
Villains that take a hero turn.
That's right. Good old Black Widow finally gets her movie. Honestly, this movie right now it seems so out of place. It honestly should have came out a long time ago. It would have fit better. But
it was supposed to.
It was supposed to, but I mean even before like its actual release date. I mean if it would have come out, if this was the movie that led into Infinity War, it would have made more sense.
I honestly believe that this movie was originally slated to come out before Endgame.
You think this was supposed to come out before Endgame?
I believe it was. I think it was written as something,
well,
and then they just shelved it.
They apparently had written it like a while ago.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like they had been working on a Black Widow movie, I think, since she was in Iron Man 2.
Why wouldn't they? Do the backstory on her. They still...
Because they wanted it to be, like, and it does kind of fit into this a little bit, the Winter Soldier aesthetic. Like, that's what they were trying to do a little bit of. And you could even see it, like, the whole thing with the the spoilers for Black Widow, by the way, the carriers, um, like falling from the sky, like all that stuff that happened in Winter Soldier. I mean, this is almost that same thing.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
somebody with brainwashed, like all that stuff.
Maybe he was just too close, and that's why they shelved it for a bit.
Maybe.
But I mean, that's some of that is her backstory.
Yeah, but honestly, the only thing that kind of upset me about it, I liked it, but it really wasn't a Scarlett Johansson Black Widow movie. It was like everybody else's. Like, it was like, hey, let's learn about Red Guardian and like his stuff a little bit more. Let's learn about her sister and what she's been doing. Let's learn about her mother, in quotes.
Yeah, well, even her sister's in quotes.
And sister, in quotes, like the family that they made. And that's what this is kind of about. It's about, the family you make. But I feel like you get more time with them, and all you really get with Scarlett Johansson is she's watching Moonraker it was Moonraker, right?
Yeah.
Moonraker in a double wide in the middle of nowhere.
And she's got a friend character that you've never seen before, and will probably never again.
Exactly, and that is that guy is a character from the books, where she when she needs stuff, this guy is like her handler and gets stuff for her. But
he might show up in whatever.
Yeah, whatever happens. Doing. That's what I was thinking. Maybe they'll use him again or something like that, and that explains that's how they got their Quinjet or whatever. And this is how she gets around or how she gets equipment, blah blah blah. Honestly, I think they could have done, instead of giving her a movie, this would have been a good 6-episode Black Widow show. You could have gone more in depth with her. You could have gone more in depth on the Red Room. You could have brought more flashbacks to that, more stuff with her family. I think it would have been better that way.
I feel like I don't know if she would have come in for a TV show.
Maybe. I mean, they paid Tom Hiddleston for a TV show.
They did.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to come in. Actually, the way they've been going now, it seems like they're going to keep doing it. So yeah, I mean, they paid Tom Hiddleston big money, made him an executive producer on the show for Loki.
I feel like he's done TV. He's willing to do that.
Yeah.
He had that night manager thing. And that was, while he was in Thor and pretty popular.
No, it's true. But I don't know, maybe she was just like, I'll just do one thing more for Black Widow and that'll be the end of it. I don't know. But it wasn't a bad movie. I think it had some good things. I wasn't happy about Taskmaster.
Nope.
I thought... I get why they did the connection they did in it. And then also kind of weird that they had Ray Winston.
Ray Winston.
Winston.
Well, it's an E at the end. I assume it's Stone.
I guess. I always thought it was Ray Winston, but he seemed like there should have been flashbacks with him. There should have because you only really get to see him for a couple seconds in the I mean, they do a montage at the beginning. And then there's basically the whole scene at the end, but I kind of wanted there to be more build up to that. It seemed like there should have been more build up, especially when they were oh, he's still alive, and maybe they could have done and that was towards the beginning of the movie too.
I bet that a lot of this is just left on the cutting room floor.
Probably. And
it's weird because I wonder if some of it was cut back because. No, because that wouldn't make sense. I was going to say, did Disney not want a super long movie in theaters right now? But Cruella's long.
Right.
So it's not Disney.
I don't think so. And who wouldn't want a longer Marvel movie anyways?
Unless it's just a primarily streaming service thing.
Could be. I don't know. But especially, streaming service, you could just pause it.
But it's not that. I'm talking about the servers and the cost of that.
No, I don't think it works that way, because because of how servers work on a cloud system, I don't think it matters. They have huge volumes of stuff, and they're gonna keep adding huge volumes of stuff. I don't think it matters that much.
So then why not do that?
I don't know.
Do you think maybe production was rushed?
I don't know.
Or were there allusions to things that they changed? Could there have been characters in it that they just removed? Because maybe this team didn't even know what happened at the end of Endgame when they were making it, aside from...
No, because I think they had already... I think at this point, they had already kind of, like, figured all that out. She was wearing, like the outfit she does... Like, this only kind of explains, like, oh, she's blonde in Infinity War.
Yeah.
With, like,
twice.
a vest. Yeah. And really, that's all this kind of, like, buttons up. And that's like, oh, hey, here's your Quinjet. Great vest. You're blonde now. I mean, I would have liked to actually seen a little bit more with, like, Ross. And I'm feeling that this is, like... They're building up the Thunderbolts. I feel like they've got, like, two... characters that are similar to Avengers characters. They're either doing like a Dark Avengers, which I doubt they'll call Dark Avengers. I think they're gonna
Secret Avengers.
I don't think it's gonna be Secret Avengers. I think it's gonna be like Thunderbolts, where it's a bunch of villains or like kind of like less like more assassin type people, and they have their own little team. And I bet they'll call it Thunderbolts because Thunderbolt Ross. You know, there's a whole part where he's like, "Oh, you're looking kind of weak." I was like, how many triple bypasses is that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm betting we're going to get a Red Hulk. I'm betting that's going to...
Is he Red Hulk?
He's Red Hulk. So, because the Thunderbolts now in the Marvel Universe have him in it. And it's
I did randomly hear that Abomination's in something.
He's in Shang-Chi. Like, you see him in the trailer. It's weird. Like, there's a big fight ring and Abomination's in it. And I'm just like, well, how did that happen? So...
Oh, Tim Roth needed work.
Yeah. Well, it's not even Tim Roth. It's just a big green monster.
But do you think he doesn't turn back?
I don't think he turns back. Like, I don't think he does in the book.
Okay, so he's Abomination forever.
He's Abomination forever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't think he doesn't change back and forth.
I thought he changed back and forth in the movie.
I think at the end of the movie, he just becomes the Abomination.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't ever, like, when the Hulk beats him, I don't think he changes back into Tim Roth.
Weird.
Yeah. But I'm betting this is going to be, like, Ross is going to get, like, weaker. He's going to be like, well, I've got something that'll make me stronger, and he's going to try whatever thing that they were experimenting on that made the Hulk, and he's going to be like the Red Hulk. And they've got Zemo is in the raft, and they've got U.S. Agent, and they've obviously, since, like, big spoilers for the end of this movie, Val has obviously been working with Florence Pugh, like the new Widow.
Yeah.
So that'll be like and they'll probably add a few more characters along the way, like, and they already have like a lot of them already established, and that's going to be like their new Dark Avengers, Thunderbolts. Maybe they'll do a show. Maybe they'll do a movie. I don't know.
Probably.
But it's going to be
see what happens
a
with
more.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if that's what, like, Hawkeye is going to show up with, like, people coming after him.
Well, yeah.
Like, the Thunderbolts are going to come after him.
And Taskmaster.
Right.
Because now.
Yeah.
That's. I hate that.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to do something where, like, oh, we took the Taskmaster technology and put it in this person or whatever. I always liked that he was like he was a fun mercenary. Like, he enjoyed it. Like, he's like, oh, I get to fight Captain America this time. It's like, I've been, studying his moves and, like, Black Panther's moves. Or I've been studying his moves and Spider-Man's moves. Let's see how he deals with this. Like, that was the fun thing about Taskmaster. He loved doing his job. Like, he loved being a mercenary for whoever.
Yeah. Now.
Yeah. But now it's like this. I don't know. I get why they did it, this version for this movie.
I don't.
But.
I still don't. They introduced the character that becomes Taskmaster, and within 10 seconds that character's gone.
Right.
Also, can we talk about them just throwing shade, complete shade, at Hawkeye?
What's the shade at Hawkeye?
Do you see him making that call?
Well, that's not him.
I think that's supposed to be him. I think she says that he put her on that mission.
Oh, okay.
And I don't see him making the call to do that. What happens in this movie?
Yeah, maybe.
Unless they just want to vilify him too.
Maybe.
But he's not that guy.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't know. That seemed kind of weird that they did that. I don't know if it's him on the call. I think it's like somebody like
It might not be him on the call, but
I
he
almost
still
thought it
gave her
was-
that mission.
I almost thought it was what's his name? Greg Clark or Clark Gregg? Clark.
Oh, you think Coulson did that? I
Yeah.
don't think Coulson would have made that call either.
I don't know. Coulson makes some calls.
Yeah, but I don't think he makes a call like that.
I don't know. It was well. It depends. Was it Shield or was it like another agency
It
that?
wouldn't matter.
Right.
He wouldn't make that call. They elected. All right, can we spoil this? Is that okay?
Yeah.
They elected to make a call to bomb a building
Right.
specifically when the target's daughter enters the building,
Right.
so that they know they're killing that daughter and hopefully that guy.
Right. Yeah.
But no,
And she made that call.
she made the call. No, she did it. She
Right.
didn't make the call. There's a voice that does it.
Right.
makes
It's like,
the call.
is he there? And
But that was the mission she was given. I think she says earlier in the movie
Mhm.
that taking him out was how Hawkeye brought her in.
Right. Like that
So
was
you
her.
know that was Hawkeye's choice.
Right.
No,
I don't know. I think it was
that actually
maybe
annoyed me more than Taskmaster.
maybe it was like hey, Hawkeye was like, hey, we need to take this guy down, and maybe somebody was like, hey, Black Widow, if we're gonna bomb that building, if you can verify that he's there, and that'll be your way in. Like maybe it was just a Shield call, not necessarily Coulson, not necessarily Hawkeye, but it was like we want to make sure we get this guy. We have to bomb that building.
I don't think that's even a Nick Fury call.
I don't know.
And I know he's ruthless when he needs to be, but I don't think anybody makes the call unless you're trying to throw shade at that character. I just don't think anybody makes
But
that
also,
call.
you gotta remember, this is the Fury who was like, he had the helicarriers with guns on them, like in the Winter Soldier. Like
Right.
he was putting like weapons platforms up above wherever.
But to protect places,
I don't know.
I don't see it.
It's like same thing Cap says. Cap says you don't. This isn't the way you prevent wars.
Maybe it's Robert Redford at the end of that line.
Maybe it is Robert Redford. Maybe
Even then, Hydra wouldn't work against that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't.
It's like a
That
weird.
annoys me more than
It's a
anything
weird
else.
thing that they put in there.
It had to be the daughter.
Well, that was the whole thing. Like, remember, even Loki references it in the first Avengers movie. His whatever his name was, daughter. It's like, you know, you've killed a lot of people. Even like Red Guardian, who's like, he was like so happy with him. It's like, oh, you're an Avenger, you know, blah blah blah, and you're both, you know, assassins, and your ledgers are dripping with blood. So proud of you, kind of thing. So they've done some awful stuff.
I know, but I feel like that's past the line.
I don't know.
And I feel like when she broke out and broke free of whatever,
Right.
I feel like that would have stopped her from doing that. Because then otherwise you're saying that she just morally is a murderer no matter what. And I don't see that. Or maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
There's no... In the comics, yes. If this
Right.
was the comics, I would say she absolutely would have killed in the past and has.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like now, that's not such a thing in the movies. Because you
It's
have
true.
your MCU Black Widow is a different Black Widow.
Right. And she does her posing.
Yeah, she does her posing.
I do love that
make
they.
fun of.
I do love that. That was hilarious. I did think that was pretty funny, and they do play. They have a good. I was almost like I knew how this was gonna end, but I was kind of hoping like their like little chemistry. Like they played sisters really well. Like it was great. Like you think this vest is awesome, don't you? Like that whole thing. It's like it's great. It's got a lot of pockets.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a vest with a lot of pockets? It's useful. It's very cool.
You don't even know what I put in there.
That's right. All right, but Black Widow was pretty good. I think it's worth watching.
Yeah, well, just for everything else that you're going to see.
Yeah.
I would recommend watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier first.
Yeah. I mean, you can... I don't think it really matters which order you watch them in, but...
Well, just because of that end credit scene.
That end credit scene, it was kind of... Like
it was, yeah.
They did say that was her supposed to be her introduction there, and not Falcon and Winter Soldier, which it seemed
that
to
makes
make
it
more...
worse. Yeah.
Which makes more sense. Like, it was like... I guess it would be like a mystery of like, oh, who is this? But then when they actually introduce her in Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's like, oh, she actually says who she kind of is, but not who she's working for. I mean, we still don't know who she's working for. I think it's Ross. It could be Nick Fury.
I think it's Black Widow herself.
It could be it. Yeah. Rachel Weisz.
Yep.
Because
the pig that was tortured by Rachel Weisz.
That was like, I was nervous. I was like, don't kill that smart pig. That smart pig is nice.
Well, it's not smart. It's just mind controlled.
That's true. But pigs are smart too. They're actually really smart.
I believe it.
Yep. Smart little piggies out there.
I'm not gonna make a joke.
Okay, like Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super smart. So, speaking of little piggies, this is...
Do it.
There's a smart little piggy who made a car that could fly in outer space.
We saw Fast 9.
Fast 9.
Tim did not see it yet.
I have not seen... I've seen a lot of stuff from it. Stuff that I should have kind of... I should have predicted that was going to come.
As you did predict it.
I knew that... I mean...
No, you predicted it when we saw 8. You said, what's next? Fast and the Furious in space.
Yeah, I think I did say that.
And you were right, Tim.
I was right.
But you didn't predict John Cena.
No, I did not.
You couldn't see him.
I didn't know he had a secret brother. I'm waiting for the secret sister, and...
Listen, Dominic Toretto has a wild past. And in case you're wondering, I don't think they've used his last name in 4 movies.
Oh, really? They don't call... They just call him Dom the whole time?
Yeah. I don't think anybody calls him Dominic. They certainly don't call him Dominic Toretto.
Wow.
I want to say I only remember that having seen 9.
Yeah.
I only remembered it from like the first one. From when Buffalo Bill gives him the
Would you?
the case file on Dominic Toretto.
That's right.
Brian Earl Spillner.
Oh my god.
And it's Brian O'Connor is his real name.
That's right.
Rest in peace, Paul Walker.
I know.
Back when it was just a simple car chase crime movie, like Point Break.
Yeah. Even the second one was not too crazy.
No, the most jumping a car did was onto a boat.
Right.
From a dock.
Yeah.
With Eva Mendes in it.
Was that the third one?
That was the second one.
That was the second
one? The third
one?
one's in Japan.
No, I thought the second one was...
The third one is Too Fast, Too Furious. Starring...
It was just Paul Walker.
Paul Walker and Tyrese.
Right.
Yeah, and Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in them since like 4. Post-credits.
That's true.
She shows up in the post-credits of 4.
Don't they kill her?
No.
Oh,
she just disappears. They're like, see ya.
Yeah, okay. She could come back. You never knew who was going to come back.
You have to bring back... maybe it's 5 post-credits? It's one of them.
I think it's 5. They blend together so easily. What was Tokyo Drift was the third one?
Tokyo Drift is the third one. Fourth one is
The
Mexico Cartel. That's the introduction of Gal Gadot.
Right. Is that the fifth one's The Rock?
Fifth one's The Rock in Brazil.
In Brazil, and they're dragging that safe down the road, which they did. Which is a practical effect, dragging that safe.
Some of it.
Some of it.
There's definitely not some of it.
Some of it not. But
some of it's bad CG.
But how they did that was kind of amazing. I thought it was kind of cool. They tried to do it as practical as they could.
Let's see if we can come up with the plot of each of them. What is the 6th one? The 6th one is Owen Shaw.
Right.
I'm sorry. Other Shaw. What's his name? not Sebastian Stan. Dracula Untold.
Yeah, that guy.
Luke Evans.
Yeah, Luke Evans.
Luke Evans shows up and he's like, I'm a bad boy assassin.
Yeah, I got a car that flips people.
And The Rock breaks his arm.
Right.
And he flexes out of a cast.
Flexes out of a cast. And that's the one, I think, is that the one where he takes like a missile launcher from like a helicopter or something like that? Or no, he picks up a gun from a helicopter.
Yeah, I think it might be. Maybe it's either a Gatling gun or a rocket launcher from a helicopter and just uses it.
Yeah.
Like
Amazing. Amazing. And that's the one I think they blow up isn't that the one where they blow up a car garage?
Yep.
Onto Luke Evans.
And
put him in a coma.
I'm actually not sure if that is 6 anymore. I feel like I might have confused 6 with 7. And I think I did. Because 6 is in England. And that's when Michelle Rodriguez is bad.
Okay.
And she's working for Luke Evans. And they need to get her back.
Right.
Right. With the super fast car that, like, I think flips other cars when it
Right.
drives into them.
Yeah. It looks like a roll cage.
7 is when Jason Statham's mad that they caused all that, and that's when The Rock flexes out of a cast.
Right.
And Vin Diesel drives directly into Jason Statham in that same garage that later gets blown up, I believe.
Yes.
And then 8
is the
Charlize Theron.
Is the Ice Capades.
Yeah.
And Dom's bad.
Submarines.
Dom's bad because
he's working for Charlize Theron.
He's working for Charlize Theron, and his family's got to save him because it's all about family.
Of course it is.
Family.
Which is the one that
Iron Giant.
Iron Giant is in it. But no, there's one where they have the guy from, oh my god, Donnie Yen's in it for like 5 minutes. Isn't it Donnie Yen? I believe it is. There's like a fight scene in a truck.
Rogue One?
He is in Rogue One too.
I don't know.
Unless I'm thinking of the wrong guy. It's definitely a martial arts guy.
I don't know.
Anyway, I think that
or
might
is it
be
the guy from? No.
Is it Ong Bak? Is it Tony Jaa?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's him or if it's the guy from The Raid.
Oh, the Raid guy might be in another, but it's definitely one of those
one.
two guys, because I remember the name and I don't know the Raid guy's name.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, we got to 9.
That's right.
We made it. Charlize Theron somehow survived getting thrown out of a plane without a parachute.
Yes. And she's in a clear prison, like Magneto cell.
She is held by, you can't see him, John Cena.
That's right. John Cena.
Who is ex-CIA? He is.
Okay.
He used to work for Mr. Nobody.
Gotcha.
And now he works for this really rich guy whose father is like a king.
Okay.
And he's using his money to fund whatever research he's trying to do to grab something that he's going to use to hold countries and governments hostage.
Gotcha.
To make a lot more money.
That's right.
And then Vin Diesel's like, no, I told you that if I saw you again, we were going to go at it. After I street raced you when we were kids, after I got out of prison,
That's right.
and said, keep driving, never come back.
That's right. And
then
Dom has to bring his family together.
He has to bring the family together, except for Paul Walker, because they still just can't. I don't know, man.
What?
Just kill off the character.
I do think it's kind of weird.
There's a thing at the end when they're all at the end of this movie's a happy ending.
Right, and they're all having a family dinner.
They're all having a family dinner, and then the Supra drives up.
Right. Oh, and is it Paul Walker's
they
brother?
Don't show it.
Oh,
they don't show it. The Supra drives up because they're all waiting for him.
Gotcha.
And that's the end of the movie.
Gotcha.
And they do their like catchy R&B song about family or whatever.
Gotcha.
It'll be sad, I guess.
So is there a post-credit scene?
There is. It's not about family.
It's about a family.
It's about a character that wasn't in this one. That's in another series. That's a spinoff.
Little Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, I won't spoil who it is, but I will tell you there's a post-credit scene setting up why they're going to come back and be angry or not angry and try and fight alongside the Vin Diesel brigade again.
Okay.
I will tell you that I don't think there's some good scenes in this. There's some cool stuff that happens. Still, my favorite fight scene in the Fast and Furious is in 8.
Is it when they try to break out of prison?
Nope.
Is that
It's the shootout in the airplane with Jason Statham holding the baby.
Oh, okay. Wait. That was an 8?
That was an 8.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Wait,
yeah.
Which one did him and The Rock break out of prison?
That's also 8.
See, it's all like there's too much.
That's 8.
Okay.
They break out of prison.
Okay.
To go fight. I don't think him and The Rock break out of prison. Isn't it Vin Diesel and Jason Statham? Maybe it's him and The Rock.
I think it's him and The Rock, because that was kind of like almost like they're like these guys should be.
Yeah, I think Vin Diesel sets him up to get arrested. You're right.
Yeah, I think it's like this is like they were like, oh, this was like people love this, and they were like, let's do Hobbs and Shaw movie.
Yeah, and it works really well.
It works amazingly well, so well.
But yeah,
when you don't have to deal with 20 characters.
They do set up the best scene though. It's 100% him. Do you not remember this?
No.
He's holding the baby. It's Dom's baby.
Right.
In like a little basket, a carrier.
Right.
And then he's constantly like putting him down or like trying to shield him from the clear murder that's happening all around him and gunshots.
Right.
It's so good and hilarious. And he keeps like making little faces at him between killing people.
Yeah.
Jason Statham, you are amazing.
Well, we always knew that. We knew that since The Transporter.
Yeah. Well, I'd say since Snatch.
Oh, I would say
Lock, Stock?
No. Oh God. Crank. Chev Chelios. If there's like a thing where Chev Chelios shows up and it's like double.
I would.
That was like Hobbs and Shaw
and Chev
Chelios. It's like he plays himself as the crank person.
I would only be willing to accept that if both The Rock played his character from The Tooth Fairy, and Vin Diesel played his from The Pacifier.
Yes.
Which are essentially the same movie.
Ridiculous movie.
I would love that.
Neither of one of those movies were successful.
No, but they're...
Which I say...
Wait.
I don't think so.
He was the Tooth Fairy in that, but he was also in The Game Plan. I feel like The Rock has put on a lot of tutus.
I can see that.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, man.
As long as it has Ryan Reynolds in it.
That's right. And did Ryan Reynolds show up in this one?
He does not show up.
I really hope he shows back up.
But there is a reason.
But he probably won't anymore because, I mean, have you seen the commercial? Deadpool reacts to movie trailers.
Does he make fun of it?
Well, no, now, okay. So just recently they released this, it's a trailer for Free Guy. Remember that movie?
Oh, I remember. It's still coming out.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Next month, I think.
So they made this kind of thing where Deadpool reacts to trailers, and it's him and Korg from
Amazing.
Thor Ragnarok reacting to him and Deadpool reacting to watching The Free Guy, and it's really funny. And I think it's kind of their way of maybe introducing Deadpool into the Marvel universe, but they kind of even make fun of that at one point where he's like, hey Korg, how do you get into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And basically just like, I don't know if he improvised it, but he says this speech of like, oh, first it's like you have a dream, you climb that dream, you go to the top of that mountain, you sacrifice, and you go to the top of that mountain, and then you fall to the bottom, and your dreams are crushed, and you have nothing left to give for, and nothing left to do, and you think, what was it all for? What was it all for? I gave up everything. And then you're sitting at home, and you're checking your emails, and your agent says, hey, Marvel wants to talk. And that's how you get in there. It was just like... It's amazing.
I believe he's I think he'd show up in
And he's in Free Guy.
Gork or Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi is the villain in Free Guy.
Yeah, he's in the trailers.
Yeah.
But I also think Ryan Reynolds will probably show up in Deadpool. Sorry, will probably show up in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Maybe that, or the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, you think they just pull him in from the
There's
multiverse?
apparently, I think Hugh Jackman just posted a photo of him in a meeting with Kevin Feige, and there's another picture he just put up of the Wolverine claws.
Oh my gosh.
So, I think he's just trolling everybody and making fun, but I have a feeling somebody's showing up somewhere.
What is your theory, while we're talking about the Wolverine claws?
Okay.
What's your opinion, I should say?
Right.
Indiana Jones 5.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
First off, thoughts?
I heard that he got injured and has to take a little break
Yeah.
between filming, and
Could he not get injured on a single set? I feel like every movie he makes, he gets injured.
the last Star Wars movie,
I think he got, yeah.
in Force Awakens,
Indiana Jones 4 as well, I believe.
yeah,
He just shows up.
and he gets on his own. He crashes his plane. He gets injured.
Regarding Henry, he's like, oh, I forgot my memory for a few minutes. I have Alzheimer's now.
Sabrina, he falls down some stairs.
Yeah. But anyway, did you know that that's James Mangold
Yes, I did hear.
directing that?
I had heard that James Mangold was.
That's
doing
the only reason I think it has a chance.
I thought that too. I don't know. I just I almost want it to be like him, sitting in a museum, like in Young Indiana Jones, and it's like him recalling a adventure he had when he was a young kid or something like that.
They were gonna do that for Die Hard 5.
Oh, I did hear about that.
And if they'd have done that, I would have been so Die Hard.
It would have
is-
been really disappointing.
Bruce Willis is John McClane.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else is John McClane.
I don't
There's
think so
nobody
either.
that works in that role because you don't have in Hollywood. Name a single schlubby guy that could still
Schlubby?
fight. Yeah,
How
he's
dare you.
he's working class guy. Name a
How
working
dare you.
class Hollywood guy. You're putting a lot of thought into
Chris
it.
Pratt.
Get out of here.
He used to be kind of like a working
He used
class.
to be. He's not anymore. He's the problem with Chris Pratt is you either have no way he's winning a one-on-one fight with somebody,
Yeah.
or he's putting 3 people through a wall accidentally.
Yeah.
There's no in between with him because
Yeah.
he's a big guy, and he's
Yeah.
either overweight or he's super jacked.
Yeah. Or Batista. Batista's kind of a working class guy. But
Batista doesn't look like.
But he's a huge dude.
I don't think there's.
He's
a
always
guy.
been that way.
See, John McClane worked because he was slightly in shape. You can see he's a cop.
Plus, he was coming off of
Moonlighting.
And Moonlighting, people were just like, this is the guy who was dancing around in diapers.
Yeah, Bruno.
They were just like
Under the boardwalk.
funny guy. But you know what? Who knows? I mean, Michael Keaton was Batman, and he was
I know
like
Michael
Mr.
Keaton
Mom.
was Batman.
Mr. Mom.
That's
And
what
he's
I'm
gonna
saying.
be Batman again.
Michael Keaton, 25 years ago,
Right. He's Batman again.
or whatever, 21 years ago?
89.
I'm sorry, 31 years ago. Was it 89 or 91?
89 was the first one.
Okay. So, he would have been fine as John McClane, but there's nobody like that now.
I bet there's probably just nobody we're thinking of right now. There's somebody out there like that.
I don't know, man. I think that's a tough one. Because I think Hollywood, everybody's all either super they all look too clean. You know what I mean?
It's true.
There's no dirt on any of them. They're
I
just.
know.
I don't see them getting in a fist fight. Are there even fist fights anymore in any movie that aren't Fast and the Furious?
Well, I mean, they're barely fist fights. They're like fist fights off of
I don't
through
know.
cars and over
In Hobbs and
buses
Shaw,
and
he,
falling up through buildings
Catches a cinder block
that's
during
right.
a fist fight. No, man, I don't know. I don't think there's that. I don't think you take it to street level anymore in an action movie.
It's true.
We'll see what happens. You know who'd be okay in the role, even then he's still way too jacked, is Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan is way jacked.
But he's way too jacked, that's what I said. But other than that, like, I feel like he would be, because he can do the sarcastic thing really well.
He does, yeah.
And he fits like the age bracket you would be for John McClane.
Right.
Like, you'd have an ex-wife at that point with some kids.
Yeah. I didn't see that Tom Clancy thing he did.
Without remorse, neither did I. I'm too excited for Creed 3.
I know.
Speed Control.
Still pushing that.
I'm so mad that Stallone's not in it, though.
He's not?
No, he's not invited back.
I think he wanted to take it someplace different. I think that somebody had said he wanted to do something different, and they were like, well, I don't know if they're like he wants to do more Rocky movies.
No, they want having him there. It's not about Adonis.
Adonis.
Anymore, and that's like the problem for them.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
I don't know. After like the last one, I think it was okay that he is not going to be in the next one.
Yeah, I don't think Creed,
right,
the first one,
right,
was about just Creed.
Right. It was kind of like about both of them.
Yeah, it was about coming into your own and realizing who you are now.
Right.
And same thing with Creed 2.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah. I don't. We'll see. I think he could still be there as the manager. Maybe he does the Mick thing. And he's just like, this is where he passes away, and he's in there for a minute.
Maybe.
When you say goodbye, like, you give him a send off, but I don't think.
And maybe
I don't like just cutting him out.
Yeah. And maybe that's like, maybe this is going to be picking up where it's like he's already passed. Maybe they're going to do like a memorial thing at the very beginning, and he's just like, I think I'm done with boxing. And then like something happens. Clubber Lang's kid comes to get him or something. Like,
I hope it's Clubber Lang's kid.
I think it's going to be. Because why not?
Why not?
Because, come on. Or it can't be, because we already did Droga.
I know.
Ivan Droga.
But he had the best. I think
that was a good story too. Like
he was great.
Yeah.
Everything. If you haven't seen Creed 2, guys, see Creed 2.
See Creed 2. See Creed 1. See Creed 2. Like, those are great movies.
They're boxing, but they're not just boxing.
Right. It's like Ted Lasso.
They are drama.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Have you seen Ted Lasso yet?
No, but I know I should.
You should.
But
that's some good stuff.
I just don't know how I feel about, like, give him a send off, have him say goodbye. In a series like, I mean, there would not be a Creed at all if not for Rocky Balboa.
Right.
Like, he paved the way. Like, you say goodbye to him because, hey, Michael B. Jordan, what were you doing before this? Fat Four Stick?
No, he was in other movies before this. Like, he had some other stuff.
None of them. Like, I think Creed is why he's in Black Panther.
Well, also because Ryan Coogler made Black Panther and made Creed.
Right. But I don't think Ryan Coogler would have done that had there not been all of the Rocky legacy before that. Like,
right.
I just feel like you need to say goodbye to that. You don't do... My problem with when they do something like that and they cut out a main character is they Independence Day to it. Rocky died in a trading accident with alien tech.
Oh, yeah.
And this is his gravestone.
Right, and they don't acknowledge it because they couldn't get that actor back.
Even the goodbye to Adrian felt bad.
That was that was bad, and the brother too.
No, the brother, they have him getting sick and dying, you know, and then then he's at the grave, like he's sick in the movie before that.
Right.
But you gotta have goodbye to Rocky. Like, you have 40 years of this character plus.
Yeah. There's a statue in Philadelphia.
Right.
I've seen it. I've run up those steps.
He's their most legendary sports hero, and he's fictional.
And he's fictional. He's not, well, he's based off, I'm sure, like, real boxers. Like, I think there was a Rocky, but it's not.
But I'm saying,
not Rocky Balboa.
He's not. Stallone's not canceled.
Yeah. But I hope they do that. But get back to what we were actually talking about. new Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. I do hope it's good. I almost wish they would have handed this. This is the thing about this. They should have made Indiana Jones the American James Bond. It should have been like just kept handing it off. And have different adventures, and then you could actually maybe move it forward a little bit.
I think they tried with Young Indiana Jones.
Which I thought was good. I thought those were good shows.
But, I mean, they could. They could in theory. I did hear a rumor.
Shia LaBeouf?
No. I did hear a rumor that it was going to be like a flashback deal.
Okay.
To one of the artifacts. And they were going to talk about that. But I also heard a different rumor.
Okay.
Where it was going to be like he's a curator at the museum as well as being a professor still.
Okay.
And then he gets sucked into an alternate dimension or something like that. And Nazis.
I'm gonna go
fights
punch,
like
I'm
he
gonna
goes.
punch
I'm sorry,
George
no, it's
Lucas.
not an alternate dimension. It is. He goes back in time.
Oh, okay.
And he fights Nazis again. At 115 years old.
Is that why he broke? Did he break his hand on Hitler's face? Is that what happened?
Probably. How's that make you feel? To know that there might
Horrible.
be... Yeah.
I really... Because, let's face it, the interdimensional aliens thing was not that good.
But, yeah.
Like, why wouldn't... Like, do something like the Fountain of Youth or, like, one of those type of mysteries.
They did that. They did the Holy Grail, which was the Fountain of Youth.
Well, that's not the Fountain of Youth. That's the Holy Grail.
But didn't it, like, keep you alive forever? Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not related to the Christ myth. It was more about the conquistadors and them trying to find it and like all that stuff.
Look,
but
he's gonna have to fight Nazis, Tim.
There's tons of other mysteries. There's tons of stuff he could go after.
Nazis.
With Nazis, I
hope. Here's my. Can we real quick?
He could go to Argentina and like find that there's like a Nazi thing going on there.
Here's what I'm hoping happens. Alright, you ready?
Okay.
Bear with me.
Go for it.
Indiana Jones
Yep.
goes back through this time thing.
Okay.
Ends up in Nazi-occupied England.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
They're doing some sort of weird experiment with like this portal thing. Out pops Hellboy.
Okay.
Wait for it.
Gotcha.
Okay. They team up. Name of the movie, Indiana Jones 5, A Jones for Hell. And it's a love story.
Okay. Sounds good.
I love it.
Sold. That's the next Indiana Jones movie.
A Jones for Hell.
Jones for Hell. And they get Ron Perlman.
And they have to make it a V.
Oh, okay.
Instead of a 5.
Gotcha.
I want a Roman numeral.
Okay.
No. I kind of don't want Ron Perlman.
Oh, you want David
I want
Harbour?
Red Guardian.
You want Red Guardian? All right.
How bad? How bad would this movie be?
No, we won't talk about it.
I'm gonna write the script. You send it to James Mangold.
And he'll be like, sold. Excelsior.
I hope he sounds like Stan Lee.
No. But
Do you have a spitballed idea for this?
I think it's got to be like he goes after like something that I don't know. I would almost like wonder if like they could have like a flashback thing with Sean Connery. Not actual Sean Connery because
Just CG Sean Connery?
Well, like
oh my God,
yeah,
we can do this.
All right.
Daryl Hammond, Sean Connery.
Okay.
From Celebrity Jeopardy.
Okay.
Do it.
No.
Yes, have him play Sean Connery.
Sure.
He's pretty convincing.
Yeah. Or even weirder, you could get Daniel Craig play Sean Connery.
Why are we assuming Sean Connery's gender in this though?
Okay.
What about that singer that was on American Idol that was like really She was ugly, but she was Scottish. She was kind of
I have
famous.
no
for it.
idea what you're talking about.
There was an American Idol singer. Like she had a Susan something.
Susan Sarandon?
Yeah, it was Susan Sarandon.
Susan Sarandon.
Yes, with her squeezed neck and giant head.
Or, you know what? Let's make it a really... You really want to do it? Make it a really personal mission. Like something like his mother had like a jewelry or something like it was a valuable artifact that the father gave to the mother as a necklace, and it was like, I don't know, an Egyptian necklace or something, but it turns out it's like very valuable or something like that, and it's like a mission that somebody had stolen that, like he puts it in the museum like years later, but somebody steals that from the museum, and then it's like him tracing them down.
Perfect.
And it's, I don't know.
Who's playing the mother?
Susan Sarandon.
It's always Susan Sarandon with you. That's fine.
Because it's like, you know, you get to find out about the father, but you don't really get to find out about the mother other than she died young.
Yeah.
Because she was sick. But I don't know. I feel like it has to be more personal, or because I'm wondering, like, what are they going to talk about? Shia LaBeouf and because he gets married.
They can't talk about Shia LaBeouf.
Or maybe that's the thing, or like the necklace to the Ark of the Covenant, like that necklace.
Maybe
that what's her name had, who he marries at the end. That is what happens at the end, right?
I think so.
He gets married, his hat blows off, and then Shia LaBeouf goes to pick it up, and he's like, "No, that's my hat," and he walks out.
I wish I remembered Indiana Jones 4.
I really don't remember much about it.
I remember there were monkeys.
Were there
and
monkeys?
They were computer animated, and then Shia LaBeouf also swung through the jungle. There were gophers. There was a CG gopher at the beginning of the movie. That's how it starts.
Yeah, and then it's like they're Russians trying to find something, and they blow up a nuclear bomb, and he hides in a fridge.
I remember Cate Blanchett was there, and I remember thinking, oh, you used to win Oscars.
Oh, wow. She still does.
Since?
I don't know.
I don't think she's won one since.
I don't follow award shows.
I feel like Indiana Jones 4 harmed her more than helped her.
I think she was doing okay. She had I think that was she had The Aviator. She had Lord of the Rings movies.
These were all before that.
She came for The Hobbit. Came back for that Hobbit movie.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Pity from Peter Jackson.
She could be in the next whatever they're going to do with those Lord of the Rings Amazon shows.
I feel like I didn't see a bad Cate Blanchett movie until I saw this. Oh, The Gift.
I don't think The Gift was that bad.
It's pretty bad.
I don't think it was that bad. She was pretty good in The Gift.
The fact that they made another movie called The Gift,
yes,
and replaced it.
But that has nothing to do with that one.
I know. They just replaced it out of canon. It's no longer a thing. Nobody remembers it. I've
seen it.
Can I talk to you about my theory about The Gift and its title?
Sure.
I think Tom Cruise requested that.
Oh, because
Katie Holmes was in the original Gift.
And she gets killed in it, right?
Not just that. She does something in that I don't think she ever did again. And he probably wasn't. It was nudity.
A nudity scene.
And I think he was probably upset with that. He's like, we've got to make sure this isn't a thing anymore. Scientologists, go.
But I don't think that's the only scene that she's done that in, right?
They all get in an X-Wing together. I don't think she has since. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
I know he jumped on a couch and stuff.
Yes.
But I don't think...
That was a while ago, though. They're not together anymore.
I know, but I feel like he probably wanted that erased because... But then...
Because Xenu is the way. Don't you know that? Xenu is the way.
We're all Xenu.
That's right.
Anyway, so James Mangold is going to recover this movie.
I hope so.
Because he did it. He bounced Wolverine back twice. And 2 movies, 1,000,000% different vibes. So
yeah.
You can do different vibes.
Oh, 100%. Like, the Wolverine is much different than Logan. Logan is a great movie. It's a really heartfelt movie.
But when I first remembered, I was like, oh, James Mangold.
Yeah.
And I remembered him as the Wolverine. And I was like, oh, cool, it'll have, like a little comic booky vibe. But
it'll have action, yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute. He also did Logan,
Yes.
which is so dark and depressing.
It is. I hope that is not the vibe he goes. I hope he goes for like what the original movies were, which is adventure and fun.
I guarantee you that they do not kill Indiana Jones in this.
No, I think it's going to be him like sitting in the museum, looking around like at all his stuff he's accomplished, and that's like, all right, I did good.
Do you know why? Because he apparently loves making these. This he loves.
Right.
He hates Star Wars.
Did he do a Star Wars?
Harrison Ford.
I'm
saying Harrison Ford loves making these.
Oh, making Indiana Jones movies.
Yes.
He needs to settle down, though.
No, he
Keeps
loves
breaking stuff.
but he loves making these, and that's why he made 4. Do you know? I believe this is a true story.
What?
Bear with me.
Okay.
He came back for episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that was he wanted, like, he was willing to do that if they could make another Indiana Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like, I need that. I love that. Please make that, and I will do this.
Okay.
But otherwise, I don't think this would have happened because 4 was such a travesty.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, I don't think there's a single person that loves that movie.
It's universally hated. I don't think anybody was like saw any other. If that was the only Indiana Jones movie you saw, you had nothing else to compare it to, I'd be like, oh, okay, that was an okay movie. But compared to all the other Indiana Jones movies, the other 3, especially the third one, I love the third one, and especially Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's probably one of my favorites.
I'm so weird.
You like the Temple of Doom.
It's my favorite.
It is
one.
a good movie. Like it's dark. It's so dark, but it's still good.
It's even with the screaming woman the whole time. Just every scene she's screaming.
Oh yeah, okay. I was like screaming woman.
That's
it's
all
like,
she does.
I was just thinking of the torture where the Kalima.
That's a great scene.
I love that scene.
How iconic is that compared to, Raiders of the Lost Ark has the face whipping melting scene.
Yeah,
and the whip fight with the gun.
Yeah,
and the ball, like the giant rock.
Yeah,
that's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Those are the 3 scenes you remember. But I don't think even those are as memorable as Kalima Sacrifice.
Yes.
Like I don't, and
ripping a dude's heart out of his chest as he like burns up and dies.
Yeah.
Like crazy good.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, that. But the opening thing is kind of incredible too. It's like you're catching him at the end of another adventure, which is kind of like
so James Bond. That's what you want. See,
yeah.
You wanted that Indiana Jones.
Right. Like that was perfect.
You'll never get that because Indiana Jones as a character is not that. He accidentally falls into everything he does that's awesome.
It's true.
Like it's just whoops. All right, well, I'm just going to shoot you, bro.
And what's funny is like he's important to the Temple of Doom. Like he stops something. Raiders of the Lost Ark, pretty much you could say if you take Indiana Jones out of that movie, everything still happens the same way.
Yeah.
They still open the Ark of the Covenant, their faces still get melted off, and it's probably still like locked up somewhere. Like there's been everything he does along that way doesn't prevent them from doing what the Nazis eventually do at the end of the movie anyways. It's crazy. Like they go through all that, but it's like it still ends the same way.
I never even thought about that.
But
clearly, you have.
No, there's been a lot of people who've speculated on that, and I think I've heard people discuss that. But it is true. It's like it is a great adventure. It's a fun movie. Some, like iconic scenes in that. But yeah, Temple of Doom is kind of like the one where it's like you need Indiana Jones to be there to free the children, all that stuff. Like he has to be there for that, and he has to be there for. Well, actually, I'm trying to think.
They don't make it through the puzzles without him.
They don't make it through the puzzles
Last
without
Crusade.
him. Last Crusade. Yeah. And they might not even actually get there without him helping them get there. Kind of that too. But yeah. But then 4.
Then 4 happened, and we'll forget 4. I wonder if they'll even mention anything for 4.
I hope not.
He's literally seen alien tech.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Yeah, and I like the young Indian. Well, they're interdimensional aliens. I don't know, but
sure.
whatever. That's when Steven was like, "All right, George, well, fine, put that in there." But
I think that was George's idea, or do you think that was Steven's idea?
I think it was George's
I love
idea.
that we're first name basis. With
Yes.
legends.
Well, we are. You know, Stevie, Georgie,
Oh
buddies.
Steph. Just give him like a weird nickname.
Steffi.
Steph and Jeg.
Hey, G-Man. S-Dog.
Just call him Luca. George.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm betting that was. It feels like it's like interdimensional aliens, Steven. It'll be great. I'm telling you.
I don't know. Steven Spielberg loves his aliens.
Yeah.
In like everything.
What?
E.T.
War
AI?
Horse?
AI. War of the Worlds.
That's right. Schindler's List. All those aliens.
Get out of here. That was 3 right away. With like no thought.
Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws was an alien.
Yeah, Jaws was an alien.
God, AI. Has there ever been...
It's weird. Well, is it aliens at the end, or is it just the?
That's aliens.
I thought it was like they're so advanced.
No, that's
It was
aliens.
like a super advanced like AI. They
No,
don't
it's-
even remember what humans are anymore.
That's aliens. They're like looking at him through this thing, like an experiment.
Okay,
That's a terrible movie.
it's a weird movie.
No, I said it right.
Was Minority Report?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
That was during his darker phase.
Hmm.
He like came back for a while there. He was doing like some family stuff, and you
Yeah.
know, and then he was like, "All right, I'm back. Look out!" And then he's like, "Saving Private Ryan, War of the Worlds, Minority Report."
Band of Brothers.
Yeah, producing Band of Brothers. He's like, war, sci-fi. I'm
War
back.
Horse.
And then he was like, all right, War Horse.
Which wasn't a bad movie. It's okay.
No, and then you know whatever he's done recently. Has he even done anything in the last 5 years?
Ready Player One.
Ugh. You know what? I'm kind of glad he's not involved in this movie.
I think he's good to kind of like hand things off now. I think he's probably going to do his stuff here and there, but I think for the most part, like he produced the first Transformers movie. I know that.
Yeah, he produced it,
Yeah,
but he wasn't.
like he was involved. Like I think he was the one who said, "Hey,
Shia
like don't."
LaBeouf.
Yeah, he said Shia LaBeouf. No, he was like, "Hey, don't make it about a kid getting his first car, and don't make it a huge bunch of them. Just do like 5-on-5 kind of thing." Which I think was probably the better way to go.
Yeah, and then
And obviously Bumblebee, love that. I don't know what they're gonna
they're making another one.
Yeah, about Beast Wars apparently.
No, they're making another Bumblebee.
I don't think so.
No, they are. They've got somebody in it.
Oh, really?
Who's in it. Yeah, there's Bumblebee too.
Okay.
Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna. But I'd heard that they were gonna do Transformers Beast Wars, which I thought was kind of silly because the Netflix shows were actually pretty good. And I think those were kind of made more by like the Hasbro people and not Michael Bay people. And it seemed like Bumblebee kind of was going that way too, where it's going to be like a little bit simpler. Like it made more sense. I was like, oh, okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it, but there's definitely a Bumblebee.
Is
too.
Megan Fox back?
I doubt it. She's too busy being April O'Neil in The Best Turtles.
So we won't talk about the turtles.
Yeah,
They need to leave them turtles alone.
but they are making Bumblebee too.
And a Beast Wars movie, right? I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
called like Transformers
I'm sure.
Beasts something blah blah blah. Silliness.
Beast Wars movie.
Yeah.
Rise of the Beasts.
Rise of the Beasts. It's gonna be terrible. Terrible. Don't do it. Why would you
I
do
hope
it?
John Goodman's back.
And you know what the Beast Wars creatures transform into?
It's a director of Creed 2.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's Producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura
They-
and director Stephen Caple Jr.
They transform into. Well, there's the primals, and there's the. I forget what it is, but basically the Decepticons are like.
Maximals and the Predacons and
Predacons.
I'm sorry, they are Maximals, the Predacons, and the Terracons.
Yep.
New factions. Bumblebee is in it.
Yep.
Optimus Prime is a G1 look.
Well, G1 is like that's the original.
Mirage, Scourge, a Kree, Nightbird, Airraiser, Rhinox, and Optimus Primal.
Yeah. Who is a gorilla?
I see. Look at that toy.
I know. He's a gorilla. He's a gorilla man. All right,
I hope he fights Kong.
No, he fights. I think his version is like a Tyrannosaurus Rex is like their Megatron version.
Megatyron.
I forget what his name is, but something like that.
That's a thing.
Yep.
To get hype for Transmorphers.
Yes.
An Asylum.
No, that's a different.
Entertainment
That's a
film.
different series.
Oh,
Transmorphers.
you know what?
Young adult book series.
No, that's Animorphs.
Well, then what's Transmorphers?
Transmorphers is the Asylum Entertainment version.
That's right,
of
the
Transformers.
knockoff.
Yeah,
The good version.
just like Aliens versus Hunters.
Hunters. That's right. So many B movies you could be watching right now. All right, but we're way over time.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's
our
okay.
first time in a while.
It's been a while. We had a lot to catch up on.
And I still have more.
I know, but we'll leave that for next week, and hopefully by that time Bob will have watched all of Loki.
Yeah, I gotta
And we'll
see
talk some Loki
the
spoilers.
end.
Talk some Loki spoilers, and maybe some What If, which I can't wait for.
That starts in August, yeah.
Yep.
I saw some of the toys from it.
Oh really?
Interesting stuff.
Yeah. Captain Carter looks awesome.
Yeah, there's some other stuff.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it for you.
Well, I've seen. Is it the Star-Lord as T'Challa?
No.
Is it the Vision wearing?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint, it's Thor.
Is it sleeveless Thor?
No.
Frog Thor?
Nope, they have a name for him.
Dumb Thor?
Nope, it's a thing he does.
Flex.
Party Thor.
Party Thor? Can't wait.
And the pop, brilliant.
I
I
can't wait.
want it based on what he's doing.
Is he like smashing down another?
No, he's spinning Mjolnir.
Yeah.
And it's like mid-spin, so it's like the pop looks like it's in motion.
Oh,
with the
okay.
hammer. It looks really cool.
That does sound cool. All right. I'm down.
Yeah.
Alright, but as always, you can catch us on Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, and YouTube. You can find me on the Instagrams at Tim Martinek. You can find Bob.
I am on Instagram at Bob J. Martin, M-A-R-T-O-N, and I'm on Twitter at Martin, M-A-R-T-O-N _Bob. Hey, I remembered.
And as always, go out there, watch some stuff, create some stuff, and we'll catch you next week. So
Send us what you think the plot of Indiana Jones 5 should be. As a comment. Like, just a quick blurb.
okay,
Send what you think it should be.
I would love to hear that. Alright,
Tim did not like my idea.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to cross it over with Hellboy. See, that does look cool. Alright.
In his right hand is the drink.
The drink, and he's spinning his hammer, having a good time. I guess he's still worthy.
And he's still got long hair.
That's right.
Because he's a cartoon now.
Yeah, and he's shaved. He's clean shaven. Alright. So we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.